Nintendo has just dropped the long-awaited Switch 2 0.0.0 firmware update, and it's a game changer in more ways than one. In this deep dive by technology review, we explore every new feature, including the bold redesign of the eShop icon, the introduction of virtual game cards, and the debut of GameShare. More than just aesthetic tweaks, these updates reshape how we interact with digital games on the Switch ecosystem. What truly sets this update apart is the virtual game card system. It's Nintendo's answer to long-standing digital rights sharing issues, and it actually works with some caveats. Now you can virtually lend digital titles to members of your Nintendo family group for up to 14 days, and the process is refreshingly smooth, well, most of the time. In our hands-on test, we took 2 Nintendo Switch systems, our main unit, and a secondary device set up as a family member, and ran the full lending and borrowing process live. Using a smaller title like Castaway, we successfully shared it with our secondary system, watched the download begin automatically, and even reclaimed the game later. The user interface provides clear indicators for loaded and unloaded titles, filtering options, and a new quick load function that auto-downloads selected games onto your system. But of course, things got more complex when trying to share a game from the secondary Switch back to the main one. Due to account complications involving multiple family groups and regional accounts, Nintendo's new system stumbled. The error messages weren't always helpful, and the system struggled with clarity in explaining limitations. This hiccup won't affect everyone, but it's worth noting for those managing multi-region or multi-user setups. Beyond virtual game cards, the update seems to signal deeper integrations for Nintendo's digital future. Features like Quick Load make accessing older digital purchases less cumbersome, which could hint at how Nintendo plans to streamline account-based libraries ahead of the Switch 2. The virtual game cards UI is visually simple, but surprisingly powerful in utility and lends itself well to expansion in future firmware updates. If you've amassed a digital collection over the years, this update is your ticket to rediscovering those titles in a more manageable and accessible format. Plus, the addition of game lending lets you maximize your library with close friends and family, much like physical game cartridges, but without needing to meet in person or hand anything over. We also looked into what happens when you call back a game you've shared. The original system must re-download it, which means saved data isn't retained on the shared system. It's not perfect, but it's surprisingly effective for a first version. The hidden card system is also a small but appreciated touch, letting you keep your UI clean by hiding games you no longer wish to display but still own. This update reflects Nintendo's gradual but meaningful steps toward a more account-centric digital future. It's still very Nintendo in its execution, functional, slightly quirky, and occasionally convoluted, but the feature set is moving in the right direction. Virtual game cards in particular are poised to be a game changer, especially if Nintendo continues to refine and expand their capabilities. Whether you're a solo Switch gamer or part of a family group, version 20.0.0 is an update you'll want to install right away. From eShop cosmetic changes to groundbreaking lending systems, this is easily one of the most exciting firmware updates in years. Watch the full breakdown from Technology Review to see all the new features in action, with real-time demos, detailed explanations, and our final verdict on whether these changes live up to the hype.